So, and I dare say, anybody who tells us today that the priority is to change the constitution so that we can create the position of prime minister, deputy prime minister, assistant prime minister, vice prime minister, I don't know what. Na hiyo zingine. For leaders like myself. And yet, millions of our own children we have taken to school. They have certificates, they have degrees, they have diplomas, are languishing. Many of them, they have gotten into drugs. Many of them have gotten into crime. Many of them are into depression. And then you want to tell me, in that circumstance, the priority is to create jobs for leaders. It is stupidity. Ujinga. No, honestly, ujinga. Unawezaje kusema ati priority in this scenario where we have 4 million young people, our children, we have taken them to school, we have paid their school fees, they have certificates, diplomas, and degrees. And you want to tell me it is not a priority to sort out their issues, that it is a priority to go and change the constitution so that we can create positions for ourselves as leaders? That is stupidity. It cannot be anything else. Sijui kama tunaelewana, my friends. Na hii ujinga lazima tuondoe kwa Kenya. Hii ujinga hii lazima tuondoe kwa Kenya. Tunaelewana? We must get rid of this thing, my friends. Possible how? Si tumejenga 10,000 kilometers of the road, tarmac. Si tumejenga reli 700 kilometers. Si tumeunganisha stima imefika watu milioni 8. What is so difficult about making sure that these young people have a job or are engaged meaningfully? And when I say have a job, I don't mean just have a pay slip. I mean everybody has an income. They are working somewhere and they are earning something, and they can stand for themselves, and they can fend for their families, and they can put food on the table for their families. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Tunaelewana? Number 2, na ndio tunasema bottom up. Bottom inaanza na hawa vijana hawa wenye hawana kazi hawa. Tunaelewana? Why do we need so much security to do anything? Why do we need all this security? It's because these guys have nothing to do. We must get them something to do. It is not their fault. It is not their fault that they are jobless. It is because there is nowhere to work. It is our duty to create the space and the projects and the programs to engage them in work. Tunaelewana, my friends? And this thing has no tribe. The same way you have so many young people here is the same way you have so many people in Eldoret. It's the same way you have so many people in Kisumu, in Nairobi, in Nyeri, in Mombasa. It's everywhere. So nobody should tell you it is this community versus that community. It is not. Sawa sawa. Number 2, we must create the environment. And many of you have spoken to it. We must create the environment for us to do business. 80% of business is carried out in the micro, small, and medium enterprise. Hiyo micro, small, and medium enterprise ni mambo mingi, lakini micro ni hii mama mboga tu, huyu Mary Ochieng alikuwa anasema hapa. Hiyo ndio micro. 1, we must create the space for them to do business. If it is a market, it must be properly done. If it is so that we can create the environment, and we are talking about the environment in general. If it is a market for the traders, it will be equipment for the fishermen, it will be the cold rooms, it will be the meals for Mr. Okebe and his team. Make sure that they have correct storage, make sure they have the correct milling, so that we create an environment for them to thrive. Number 2, we must have the law to protect everybody's business so that other people's businesses are not criminalized. And number three, which is most important, we must create the financial ecosystem for these people to access credit that is affordable. Leo mnasikia Mama Achieng anasema akienda kukopa pesa inamshinda kulipa. Kwa sababu gani? Ule Masai analipisha 10% per day. Kama angepata mahali ya kukopa at 5% per year, she would do her business very well. Sawa sawa. Huyu mtu yangu ya bodaboda hapa anasema pikipiki yenye is supposed to go 145, he ends up paying 290 because of the credit facility he is getting. Tunaelewana? So we must make it possible. And this is what I am saying. I want you to listen to me carefully. I am saying the same way we have CDF. Si mnajua CDF? Mnaelewa CDF? Ile ya kujenga shule na kulipa mambo ya basari. Next year, apart from CDF, 150 million ya kulipa ya kujenga mashule na kulipa basari. Next year, tunaweka another 150 million kila constituency, kila mwaka ya kusupport hizi enterprises ya mama mboga na hawa watu wengine hawa wote, local enterprises. Nyinyi mnanielewa? It is not free money, but it is credit that will assist these people access money at 2, 3, 4, 5% per year, which they can use to grow their businesses. Huyu mtu wa bodaboda, kama pikipiki ni 145,000, he must not pay more than 160, even if he is getting it on credit per year. Tunaelewana? So instead of us charging him all the way to 280, that 280 is almost 130,000 shillings that will be credited to his account. Nyinyi mnanielewa? So, and we need to make, mtu asiwadanganye. Unajua, hii story yote, watu kwa sababu hawataki kusema ukweli, wanakuja na Kiingereza mingi and make the problem look so difficult. These problems are very simple. We can sort them out simply. Mtu asiwaambia ati you need rocket science, nini. Hapana. We will sort them out. There are very simple issues that we need to do to sort out our country. Tunaelewana? And number three, we must invest in agriculture. Like Mzee Sylvester said there, we must put money in agriculture, we must put money in seeds, we must put money in a dam. He says the dam is, the floods are destroying, so we need just to contain that water. You are aware, we did in Bunyala here, we invested 6 billion shillings to control the floods, and we are going to have another 10,000 acres of crop of rice if that project is complete. We should do the same here in Kisumu, make sure that we control the floods, do a proper dam. Hopefully we should be able to do the dam in Koru shortly so that we can control the floods and have more access to water that we can use for irrigation and to be able to double the productivity of our farmers. And it goes on for all the other sectors. We must remove the brokers. Huyo mzee amesema kitu mzuri sana. What we must do in agriculture is put money in supporting the farmers, seeds, fertilizer, water, extension service, as has been said here. We will increase their productivity. Where they are producing 1 ton, they can produce 3 tons, which means they earn more money. And when they produce 3 tons, where they are currently producing 1 ton, we should be able to take the food to the market at a cheaper price. we will begin the process of reducing the cost of living. Every opinion poll that is done in Kenya, problem number one, every Kenyan is complaining, is the cost of living. Because 52% of everybody's earning is spent on food. If we can reduce it to 30%, we will have more money in everybody's pocket. Are we together? And that cannot happen unless we support the farmers. So this is the plan. Bottom up starts with creating jobs for these young people, supporting our mama mboga, boda boda, micro, small, medium enterprise people, supporting our farmers, making sure that we reduce the cost of living. It is the process of growing everybody from the bottom. And that is the plan that I am suggesting to you. Are we together? We will, of course, sort out NHIF, and we will begin the process of doing, changing our savings culture. Those ones I don't want to explain now because we will continue this engagement. So, mimi nimekuja hapa kuuliza nyinyi watu wa Kisumu Dala. Tunaelewana? Nataka nyinyi tuelewane, tukubaliane na nyinyi. Mimi nataka niwaulize nyinyi. Nyinyi mnaniambia ati priority ni kubadilisha katiba? Ati tutengeneze sijui prime minister na assistant prime minister na deputy prime minister na vice prime minister? Hiyo ndio priority mnasema tufanye? Priority mimi ninasema priority ni agenda number 1. Hawa vijana, the millions of young people who today are all over the place with certificates, degrees and diplomas, that must be our first priority. Tunaelewana? First priority. And let nobody tell you that what William Ruto is saying is not practical. For your information, I am the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya as I speak to you. I am not a madman and I am not stupid. I know what I'm saying. Are we together? Mnataka kuniambia tumejenga reli, tumejenga hii barabara almost 10,000 kilometers, tumeunganisha stima watu milioni 8, alafu hii kazi kidogo hii ya kutafutia hawa vijana kazi ndio itakuwa kazi ngumu kuliko ya kujenga reli? Hapana. No. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? And we have identified with professionals and technocrats nationally and internationally before we fashion the Big Four on the areas that we need to invest that will give us the jobs we are looking for. And it must be deliberate. You know, we cannot just say we are going to grow the economy, the jobs are going to come. No, we must be deliberate about which areas are we investing so that we can create the jobs. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I am asking you to vote for the plan. The plan is number 1, we must create the jobs and the opportunities for work for the millions of our young people as a priority. We must invest public resources in ensuring that every small enterprise has the resources, the environment for them to do their business, and the legal regime that protects their business as we provide the financial infrastructure for them to access credit that is not from predatory lenders. Bwana Philip, so tunakubaliana na mimi? Yes? Yeah. We must get rid of these predatory lenders because they are destroying our enterprises. Ni watu kupe, you know? Wananyonya damu ya watu. So we must get rid of them. So And finally, we must do what is right. Lastly, good people, for us to achieve this, we must be united. We must work together. Unity is very important. Unity is very important. Today, as I speak to you here, the Hustlers Party called UDA, right? Sindio? The Hustlers Party called UDA, we have 155 members of parliament, right? Majority of us came from Jubilee, some of us came from ODM, others came from Ford Kenya, others came from Kanu. We are 155 members of parliament, right? And I'm standing before you, the people of this Kisumu and Nyanza, that I want us to form the next government together. Are we together? Na nimekuja mchana mapema ndio tukubaliane tuunde hii serikali pamoja. Sawa sawa? Mimi nataka niwafanyie hesabu kidogo. UDA iko na wabunge 155 as we talk. We are followed by ODM with 70 MPs. We are followed by ile chama ya Kalonzo inaitwa nini? Na wabunge 20. Na ile chama ingine 14 nda chini. Wewe kwa hesabu yako. Na haitaji hesabu mingi, haitaji calculator. Wewe kwa maoni yako, chama gani ndio itaunda serikali next year? Sijui kama tunaelewana. So, na mimi, I have no quarrel with anybody. Mimi nataka hawa tunashindana na wao. Wakuje watuambie na wawaeleze how kubadilisha katiba itasaidia hawa vijana. How? You know, hii Kenya, I don't know what you're going to do. Tuko na shida kubwa sana. Kwa sababu wale wangekuwa ndio viongozi wanakuwa conmen. You know, wanasema things that are not there, that are unrealistic, and everybody is following. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Mimi naomba nyinyi. That's why I have come here. I have come and I have said why I am having this engagement in an environment like this is, as reasonable people, I want us to agree on a plan. And on this plan, I have said we must have the input of the ordinary people so that this plan is owned from the bottom going up. And that's why we are having this engagement. Are we together? Hakuna mtu tumetukana hapa, hakuna mtu tumezungumza mambo yake. Tumeongea vile tunaweza kupeleka taifa letu mbele as reasonable Kenyans. Are we together? The input you have given here, the input mumechangia katika hiyo plan. And I know we are running short of time. The input you have put in that plan, I have these professionals here. They will put it into our plan. And I am prepared to sign a charter with the people of Kisumu on the priorities you want. So that next year, as you go to vote, you are voting knowing very well what your government will do beginning day one. Sitaki mupige kura without knowing what you are voting for. Ama namna gani? Na mimi nataka niwaambie tafadhali, politics is about interests. It is not about your relative, your friend, or the person you love. It's about interest. Are we together? You vote for your interest. And that's why I am saying, tuwache siasa hii ya kelele mingi. Mtu anakuja ria namna hii, alafu unapiga kura, mwisho nothing doing. Hapana. No. That ria thing, sijui tibi must stop. You know? Hapana. Haiwezi kuwa namna hiyo. People must know hii tunapiga kura ni nini. Sijui kama tunaelewana watu wa Kisumu dala. Si tunapiga kura so that we vote intelligently. We know what we are voting for. We have a plan, and all the other candidates should come and tell you their plan. Mtu asikuje tu na kelele ama namna gani? Tumeelewana? Bas. Yes, iko swali. Swalisha. Kuna mtu hapo wako na swali. Angelo jana mako hapa.
Ungekubali kufuata wewe baba.
Hapo endelea tu. Iko sawa.
Halo? Tumekubali kufuata wewe baba. Na hiyo ndio sababu sisi Wajaluo tuko hapa. Na wewe pia utuahidi Wajaluo, mimi mkinipea mtu kama Ereja Sembocha. Mtu kama Walo amekupigania usiku mchana, kuna mvua kuna jua, utampea nini kwa niaba ya Wajaluo? Sisi UDA kwa sababu baba umejua sisi Wajaluo tulikuwa katika nyororo ya ODM. Na sasa tumeamua kukufuata kama kijana wetu Suja ambaye anataka kutoa pesa mahali kuingiza kwa mfuko wetu. Wewe pia bwana lazima tuambie Wajaluo, nimekuja hapa bwana, niko na kijana yenu Walo hapa, niko na nani hapa, nitampea kitu fulani. Na tena nauliza, nimesikia safari yako imekuja Kisumu, inaenda Homa Bay. Je, Siaya huko kwetu, sisi tumetoka Siaya, utakuja lini? Sasa sisi tuko hapa vijana na mzee komanda kutoka Siaya. Tulikuja kwa sababu ya wewe. Mimi ni candidate kule Uyoma North kwa party yako. Tuko na MP hapa pia ya Rarieda constituency. Tuko na MC hapa pia ya Uka Lego. Tumetoka huko kote baba kwa sababu ya wewe. Ukirudi Nairobi utufikirie. Asante sana.
Hii serikali, my good brother, your question is very good. Hii serikali tunaunda ni serikali ya Wakenya wote. Na we will sit down and agree and form an inclusive government. The most important thing is the plan we have. And Owalo has been part of the development of that plan with many other professionals like Ojwang here, like Machuki here. They've been part of this development of this plan, and they will have a role to play in the implementation of that plan. Tunaelewana, my friend? Lakini ya muhimu, ya muhimu ni kwamba inatubidi tuungane na tushirikiane. Sawa sawa? Kwa hivyo nikisema Harambee tunasema UDA ama Harambee. Bado haijasikika. Harambee. Unajua wale watu tunashindana na wao wako na kiburi mingi, hawasikii sauti ya chini. Harambee! Sasa wamesikia. Harambee! 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 Nikisema UDA tunasema kazi ni kazi. UDA! 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 Erokamano. Asante sana. Na mimi nawapenda sana. Just relax. Mimi nataka niseme asante. Kesho tutakuwa hapa Kisumu Dala. Wale niko hapa na wabunge. Niko na mbunge anaitwa Oscar Sudi. Pigeni makofi. Niko na mbunge anaitwa Maisori Kitayama. Niko na mbunge anaitwa Mheshimiwa Robi wa kutoka Kuria. Niko na huyu anaitwa Oyugi, ni mbunge nusu, hajafika bunge lakini anahangaika hapa katikati. Na hawa wadosi wengine wote, we are members of one team. Na wale mahasla wengine wako hapo, watu wadosi, nimeshukuru sana. So mimi nataka niseme asanteni sana kwa kunisikiza, na watakia heri, na watakia baraka, na tuko pamoja katika mji huu wa Kisumu. Thank you very much. God bless you guys. Asante.